Ganpataye Namaha. Om Ganpataye Namaha. Welcome, respected friends. How wonderful it is that we are together by destiny and by our own free will to do the highest of the jobs of studying the Upanishads. Studying continuously, consistently Upanishads under one particular guidance, in whichever the form it is always so good and healthy that it has the ability, power, knack, blessings of making us understand that sublime truth to begin with intellectually. That being inconsistent listening of the Upanishads will induce into us the Shubhecha, the desire also, to reach out to that our own inner experience. Coming that way into that Guru Parampara way of studying the Upanishads seriously, regularly, sincerely is this life's Purushartha and many, many lives, Punya Phala and Guru Krupa, and then a sign of our heart is pure. Because of pure heart alone, can seek the ultimate, the truth. The impure hearts, with their variety of vikaras, will seek the outer world only. So, lots of appreciations to you for being so regular in studying the Upanishads. May this Upanishadic truth be understood by us, practiced by us, revealed to us, and may be established in it very soon. O Lord, in this Sankalpa and Ichha, if there is any amount of truth, please fulfill it, bless us. If is there any impurity, please remove that. Friends, Shwethashwathara Upanishad Adhyanam Panchamodhyaya Tatpada. Today we will see the last mantra. Then the Tvam Adhyanam will start. In the Tvam Jeeva, you and I, at this present moment, in whatever the bondage experience we are, what we Jiva are is beautifully defined, explained, listening to which, understanding which is of greatest benefit. पता चलता है कि हम क्या है. हम अपने आप को 30 मार्कान समझते हैं लेकिन कौन है नहीं समझते. So today we will know what we are when we study the Tvampada. Okay. So before that, our everyday practices of Vedic chanting and common sense thought and Mangalacharana Shloka Sankalpa, Upanishad Mantra Ucharana, and also Upanishad Adhyanam with Bhashyam. Before all, these are Sri Mahaganadhipati, days going on throughout the country, the world. So we also every day are invoking that all powerful Ganapati to bless us to move forward quickly in our Adhyatmic sadhana. We have no second purpose to ask Ganapati. वो भगवान ये दो वो दो हम नहीं मांगते, बस तत्वानुभव मोक्ष चाहिए बस. Because of not having many demands, only single pointed demand or request, Ganapati will definitely yield, making us qualified even for that. So today's our chanting will be Sri Ganesha Kavacham for 3 or 4 minutes, then 1 or 2 minutes our mantrocharana, then Veda mantra parayana as we do every day. Start. ओम अथ श्री गणेश पुराणांतर्गत श्री गणेश कवचम गौर्युवाच ओम एषोऽति चपलो दैत्यान् बाल्येऽपि नाशयत्यहो अग्रे किं कर्म कर्तेति न जाने मुनिसत्तम दैत्यानानाविधा दुष्टाः साधु देवद्रुहः खलाः अतोऽस्य कण्ठे किञ्चित् त्वं रक्षां सम्बद्धुमर्हसि मुनिरुवाच ॐ ध्यायेत् सिंहगतं विनायकममुं दिग्बाहुमध्ये युगे त्रेतायां तु मयूरवाहनममुं षड्बाहुकं सिद्धिदं द्वापारे तु गजाननं युगभुजं रक्ताङ्गरागं विभुं तुर्ये तु द्विभुजं पिसिताङ्गरुचिरं सर्वार्थदं सर्वदा विनायकः शिखां पातु परमात्मा परात्परः अतिसुन्दरकायस्तु मस्तकं सुमहोत्कटः ललाटं कश्यपः पातु भ्रूयुगं तु महोदरः नयने बालचन्द्रस्तु गजास्यस्त्वोष्टपल्लवौ जिह्वां पातु गजक्रीडः चुबुकं गिरिजासुतः वाचं विनायकः पातु दन्तान् रक्षतु दुर्मुखः श्रवणौ पाशपाणिस्तु नासिकां चिन्तितार्थदः गणेशस्तु मुखं पातु कण्ठं पातु गणाधिपः स्कन्धौ पातु गजस्कन्धः स्तने विघ्नविनाशनः हृदयं गणनाथस्तु हेरम्बोजठरं महान् धराधरः पातु पार्श्वौ पृष्ठं विघ्नहरः शुभः लिङ्गं गुह्यं सदा पातु वक्रतुण्डो महाबलः गजक्रीडो जानुजङ्घो ऊरू मङ्गलकीर्तिमान् एकदन्तो महाबुद्धिः पादौ गुल्फौ सदावतो क्षिप्रप्रसादनो बाहु पाणि आशाप्रपूरकः अङ्गुलीश्च नखान् पातु पद्महस्तोरिनाशनः सर्वाङ्गानि मयूरेशो विश्वव्यापी सदावतु अनुक्तमपि यत्स्थानं धूमकेतुः सदावतु आमोदस्त्वग्रतः पातु प्रमोदः पृष्ठतोऽवतु प्राच्यां रक्षतु बुद्धीशः आग्नेयां सिद्धिदायकः दक्षिणस्याम् उमापुत्रः नैऋत्यां तु गणेश्वरः प्रतीच्यां विघ्नहर्ताव्यात् वायव्यां गजकर्णकः कौवेर्यां निधिवः पायाद् ईशान्यामीशनन्दनः दिवाव्यादेकदन्तस्तु रात्रौ सन्ध्यानुविघ्नहृत् राक्षसासुरभेताळ ग्रहभूतपिशाचतः पाशाङ्कुशधरः पातु रजः सत्त्वतमस्मृतिः ज्ञानं धर्मं च लक्ष्मीं च लज्जां कीर्तिं तथा कुलं वपुर्धनं च धान्यं च गृहं दाराः सुतान् सखीन् सर्वायुधधरः पौत्रान् मयूर्यशोवतात् सदा कपिलो जानिकं पातु गजाश्वान् विकटोऽवतो भूर्जपत्रे लिखित्वेदम यः कण्ठे धारयेत् सुधीः न भयं जायते तस्य यक्षरक्षः पिशाचतः त्रिसन्ध्यं जपते यस्तु वज्रसारतनुर्भवेत् यात्राकाले पठेद्यस्तु निर्विघ्नेन फलं लभेत् युद्धकाले पठेद्यस्तु विजयं चाप्नुयात् ध्रुवम् मारणोच्चाटनाकर्ष स्तम्भमोहनकर्मणि सप्तवारं जपेदेतत् दिनानामेकविंशतिः तत्तत्फलमवाप्नोति साधको नात्र संशयः एकविंशतिवारं च पठेत्तावद्दिनानि यः कारागृहगतं सद्यः राज्ञा वध्यं च मोचयेत् राजदर्शनवेलायां पठेदेतत्त्रिवारतः स राजानं वशं नीत्वा प्रकृतिश्च सभां जयेत् इदं गणेशकवचं कश्यपेन समीरितं मुद्गलाय च तेनाथ माण्डव्याय महर्षये मह्यं सस्प्राह कृपया कवचं सर्वसिद्धिदं न देयं भक्तिहीनाय देयं श्रद्धावते शुभम् अनेनास्य कृता रक्षा न बाधास्य भवेत् क्वचित् राक्षसासुरभेताल दैत्यदानवसम्भवाः इति श्रीगणेशपुराणे श्रीगणेशकवचं सम्पूर्णम् ॐ ॐ आनन्दरूपकरुणाकर विश्वबन्धो सन्तापचन्द्रभववारिधि भद्रसेतो हे विघ्नमृत्युदलनामृत हे विघ्नमृत्युदलनामृतसौख्यसिन्धो श्रीमन्विनायक तवाङ्घ्रि युगं नताः स्मः। यस्मिन्न जीवजगदादिकमोहजालं, यस्मिन्न जन्ममरणादिभयं समग्रं, यस्मिन् सुखैकघनभूम्नि न दुःखमीशत्, तद्ब्रह्ममङ्गलपदं तव संश्रयामः। ॐ गङ्गणपतये नमः। 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 ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गङ्गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानय स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गङ्गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानय स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गङ्गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानय स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गङ्गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानय स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गङ्गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानय स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानय स्वाहा. Yes, friends, we invoked Ganapati's grace consciously with definite purpose that he blesses us, should bless us, request him for our spiritual growth mainly and only. Here now we are for our Vedic chanting. Krishna Yajurvedah, Taittiriya Aranyakam, Panchama Prashnaha. No. Rigvedaha, Dashamandalam, 116th Anuvakad Arabhya. Let us see how many we can do. 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, these 4 we can do. ॐ अथ वेदपारायणं ऋग्वेदः दशममण्डलम् अथ षोडशोत्तरशततम अनुवाकादारभ्य ॐ ॐ पिबा सोमं महत इन्द्रियाय पिबा वृत्राय हन्तवे शविष्ठ पिबराये शवसे हूयमानः पिब मध्वस्त्रुपदिन्द्रावृषस्व अस्य पिबक्षुमतः प्रस्थितस्येन्द्रसोमस्य परमा सुतस्य स्वस्तिदा मनसा मादयस्वार्वाचीनो देवते सौभगाय ममत्तु त्वा दिव्यः सोम इन्द्र ममत्तु य सूयते पार्थिवेशो ममत्तु येन परिवश्चकर्थ ममत्तु येन निरिणासि शत्रून् आद्विबर्हा अमिनो यात्विन्द्रो वृषा हरिभ्यां परिषिक्तमन्धः गव्यासुतस्य प्रवृतस्य मध्वः सत्राखेदामरुषः वृषस्व नितिग्मानि भ्राशयन् भ्राश्यान्यव स्थिरातनु हि यातु जूनाम् उग्राय ते सहो बलं ददामि प्रतीत्या शत्रून् विगदेषु वृश्च व्यर्य इन्द्रतनु हि श्रवांस्योजः स्थिरेव धन्वनो विमातीः अस्मद्र्यग्वावृधान सहोभिरनिभृष्टस्तन्वं वावृधस्व इदं हविर्मघवन्तुभ्यं रातं प्रति सम्राडः कृणानो गृभाय तुभ्यं सुतो मघवन्तुभ्यं वक्वोदिन्द्र इव च प्रस्थितस्य अद्धीदिन्द्र प्रस्थितेम हविं शिचनो दधिष्व पचतोत सोमं प्रयस्वन्तः प्रतिहर्यामसि त्वा सत्याः सन्तु यजमानस्य कामाः प्रेन्द्राग्निभ्यां सुवचस्यामि अर्मि सिन्धाविव प्रेरयं नावमर्कैः हया इव परिचरन्ति देवाये अस्मभ्यं धनदा उद्भिदश्च 117 न वा उदेवाः क्षुधमिद्वधं ददुरुताशित उपगच्छन्ति मृत्यवः कुतोरैः पृणतो नोपदस्यत्युता पृणन्मर्द्रितारन्न विन्दते य आध्राय चकमानाय वित्वोन्नवान् संरफितायोपजुग्मुषे जग्मुषे स्थिरं मनः कृणुते सेवते पुरोतो चित्समर्दितारं न विन्दते स इद्भोजो यो गृहवे ददात्यन्नकामाय चरते कृशाय अरमस्मै भवति यामयुता उता परेषु कृणुते सखायम् न सखायो न ददाति सख्ये स चाबुवे स च मानाय भित्पः अपास्मात् प्रेयान्न तदोको अस्ति ऋणन्तमन्यमरणं चिदिच्छेद ऋणीयादिन्नाथमानाय तव्यान्त्राघीयां समनु पश्येत पन्थाम् ओ हि वर्तन्ते रथ्येव चक्रान्यमन्यमुपतिष्ठन्तरायः मोघमन्नं विन्दते अप्रचेताः सत्यं ब्रवीमि वद इत्सतस्य नार्यमणं पुष्यति नो सखायं केवलाघो भवति केवलादीयं कृशन्नित्वाल आशितं कृणोति यन्नध्वानमव वृङ्क्ते चरित्रैः वदन् ब्रह्मा वदतो वनीयान् पृणन्नाभिरपृणन्तमभिष्यात् एकपाद्भूयोद्युवदो विचक्रमे द्विपात्रिपादमिभ्येति पश्चात् चतुष्पादेति द्विपदामभिस्वरे सम्पश्यन् पङ्क्तिरुपतिष्ठमानः समौचिद्धस्तौ न समं विभिष्टः सम्मातरा छिन्न समन्दुहाते यवयोश्चिन्न समावीर्याणि ज्ञाते चित्सन्तौ न समं प्रणीतः 118 अग्नेहंसिन्यत्रिणन्दीद्यन्मर्त्येष्वास्वेक्षये शुचिव्रता उत्तिष्ठसि स्वाहुतो घृतानि प्रतिमोदसे यत्त्वा शुचः समस्थिरन् स आहुतो विरोचतेऽग्निर्रीळेऽन्यो गिरा शुचा प्रतीकमज्यते घृतेनाग्निः समज्यते मधुप्रतीक आहुतः रोचमानो विभावसुः जरमाणः समिध्यसे देवेभ्यो हव्यवाहन तन्त्वाहवन्तमर्त्याः तमर्ता अमर्त्यं घृतेनाग्निं सपर्यता अदाभ्यं गृहपतिम् अदाभ्येन शोचिषाग्नेरक्षस्त्वन्दः गोपारुतस्य दीदिः सत्त्वमग्ने प्रतीकेन प्रत्योषयातु धान्यः उरुक्षयेषु दीद्यत तन्त्वागेर्भिरुरुक्षया हव्यवाहं समेधिरे यजिष्ठं मानुषे जने 119 इति वा इति मे मनोगामश्वं सनुयामि ते कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते प्रभाता इव दोदत उन्मा भीता अयसन्त अयं सत कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते उन्मा भीता अयं सतरथमश्वा इवाशवः कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते उपमामतिरस्ति तवाश्रा पुत्रमिव प्रियं कुवित्सोमस्यावपामि ते अहन्तश्चैव बन्धुरं पर्यचामि हृदा मतिं कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते न हि मे अक्षिपच्चनाच्छान्सुः पञ्चकृष्टयः कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते न हि मे रोदसी उभे अन्यं पक्षं च न प्रति कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते अविद्यां महिना भुवमभीमां पृथिवीं महिमीं कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते हन्ताहं पृथिवीमिमां निदधानीह नेह वेहवा कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते ओषमित्पृथिवीमहं जङ्गनानीह वेहवा कुवित्सोमस्याप्रामि ते दिवि मे अन्यः पक्षोऽधो अन्यमचीकृशं कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते अहमस्मि महामहोऽभिनभ्यमुदीशितः कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते गृहो याम्यरङ्कृतो देवेभ्यो हव्यवाहनः कुवित्सोमस्यापामि ते ॐ शान्तिः 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 That's good. 1 minute, friends. ॐ नमो नारायण Yes, friends, in today's common sense thoughts are very simple. How much strong, deep desire we have that we want to have the calm mind, the quiet mind, the pure antakarana, the single pointed mind. How strong the desire we have for it. That depends on our understanding that the real joy is there only in the heart being in this way calm and quiet and pure. So, too, how strong is our desire? You and I were studying Shastras for, exploring on the truth, for wanting to reach out to that experience of the truth. How strong is our desire? That also again, only when the glory of that truth, the reality, the self is understood through the regular Shravana Manana. Depending on the strength of desire, this type alone is our sadhana, the intensity of the sadhana. If today our sadhana is non intense, and if it is not clear, if it is vague, if it is not up to the mark, the reason is that amount of negative word I'm using, restlessness to reach out to the goal, or the deep want to reach to the goal, desire to reach to the goal, and even desire to bring these things in our mind, they have not yet come. So let us become conscious of this aspect and see to it that these things are strengthened. Because on this alone depends are the pursuits of that inner positive sadhanas. Whether I do my japa very sincerely, seriously, I do my upasanas very sincerely, seriously, I do my yoga sadhanas of yama niyamadi, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, very sincerely, or these things which we do in our classes, the depth in our study of the Upanishadic subjects and the depth in our understanding through contemplation. Why they are not happening or how they have to happen is it all depends on our longing for it. Wherever the longing is there all efforts fall in place. Like I don't have the longing to see a temple which is next district to my district or next state to my state. I don't have longing, or even next to town only. So it is just on the way only. You might have passed through that place so many times. That place is so wonderful. But there's no longing in it. Therefore, वो जाते ही नहीं उस तरफ. मोड़ो राइट साइड ले लो थोड़ा गाड़ी. कितना दूर है? 2 किलोमीटर है बस. 2 किलोमीटर. No, I cannot. See that because the longing is not there, the 2 kilometer after taking a right turn, going to the temple is so heavy. You can't, you will not. On the other hand, there is a longing there for seeing some Niagara waterfalls or for going to any of those, what do you call, the picnic spots or whatever, the entertaining things, farther in a different country. USA, दूसरे देश में है. Longing is there. Now you see how much people run for those passports, for those visas, for those clearances. कितना struggle for months together. Rejected 2 times, 3 times. Still they correct all the things and again they apply till that permissions are granted. They won't stop. अरे इतने effort तुम कैसे लगा रहे हो? Because there is a longing. But why didn't you go to the temple, which is so near 1-2 kilometers right turn? No longing. In the same way, the longing for the peace in the mind, longing for calmness, quietness of the mind, longing for the single pointedness of the mind, longing for the purity to the core. I have to be. My antakarana has to be so pure to the core that even a little malice, a thought, even in dream also, it should not be in it. These are upadhi sambandhi shubhechas. And if they are strong, those longings, then all the sadhanas required for it will be able to do. So to little higher, to you and I, the students of Upanishad, if that longing that I have to discover that substratum, I have to be with one with it. How much I am listening, how much I am studying, no, I need to experience it also. How much longing I have for it, on that depends our depth of sincerity of Shastra Shravana, Adhyayana, then Chintana, Avagahana, then comes the efforts of Dhyana. You know, if today we are not finding interest or time or ability in Dhyanam, that is the reason. ठीक है सो लॉन्गिंग को स्ट्रॉन्ग करने का कॉन्शियस एफर्ट वी हैव टू मेक to strengthen our longing for these greater, higher, nobler ways of living. We have to strengthen that longing for that. Then only our seriousness, our sincerity, our total application, and for that, all our plannings can be done. नहीं है तो the life will be oozing out moment by moment like this only without substantially doing anything, therefore, without substantially achieving anything spiritual. We can continue living like that or realizing it right now only we can change our temperament inside, mind inside. How to strengthen my longing for these higher things? By knowing their glory, by knowing their importance, by knowing the beauty in that sort of life, isn't it? When I know the Mahatmya, then the desire to achieve it will be there stronger and stronger. When the desire is there, very strong, longing is very strong, Shubhecha is very strong, then all our efforts can happen towards that. If my longing is not there, even God comes and tries to educate me or guide me, it won't be effective because I am not longing for it. If the longing is stronger, even the God puts obstacles, we'll be able to face them and prove to him that we long for it. Then he withdraws those obstacles. Right? First aspect is this. Equally true is second aspect. Is what? Because this sort of positive Shubhecha is not there, and therefore we are not planning and working towards it. Because of these two, that our body, our mind, etc., are in that deep indolence or laziness, or our minds are dull witted, or our senses are ferociously demanding the outer things. In short, making us adharmi, making us a papi, making us a bhogi, making us a dushkarma karta, if at all we are. Anna, should we not think about it? That I am living a life of worldliness, life of sensuality, life of laziness and lethargy, and to fulfill all that, the life of unrighteousness, adharma, the life of sin. छोटा बड़ा नहीं, छोटा हो या बड़ा हो, डोंट से स्वामी मैं तो छोटा ही तो पाप करता हूँ. Isn't it? I am not doing a big scam of 10,000 crores. I am only doing the scam of 1 crore. Isn't it? ऐसा justify नहीं करना. Even little adharma of cheating someone or papa or troubling someone, how can it happen in our life? How can we afford to be such a buddhu? Don't we know that even a little of the wrong action done has its own consequences, which can be catastrophic, detrimental, which can be obstructing our spiritual glow and glory. As a minimum human being, we have to start thinking that we cannot afford to do any of the adharma and papa. We are here to do the dharma and moksha purushartha. Here we are for the artha and kama, doing only the adharma and papa. Is not our life like that? झूठ बोलते रहते हैं, धोखा देते रहते हैं लोगों को, सरकार को, नाश करते रहते हैं प्रकृति को, जलसी के कारण दूसरों को भी हम है ना ट्रबल करते जाते हैं. These are all noted. How can we as a human being, given the intellect, cannot understand these things, that the actions reap their results, good or bad? है ना? आज हमको तुलसीदास जी शाम को कहेंगे the answer to the first question, which is the best of the deha, getting which is durlabha. While giving the answer that it's a human sharira, he will explain to us that with this human sharira, how greater than the greatest things can be achieved, being in human sharira. If that's not done, we have wasted our life only. है ना? In one Upanishad it is said, इह चेदवेदी तत सत्यमस्ति न चेदिहा वेदीन महति विनष्ट. While being in human body here and now, if you are not trying and realizing the self, if you have realized the self, satyamasti, you are fulfilled. Nached avedit, if you don't know the reality, mahati vinashtihi, the extreme loss you are incurring. In another Upanishad, it is said, Kurvanneveha karmani jijivishet shatakam samaha evan tvaina anyate tosti na karma lipyate nare. Otherwise, asurya namate lokaha andhena tamasa vurtaha tagam ste pretya vigachanti ekecha atmahano janaha. Those who are not living a serious, sincere life of all nobility is external, a deep, serious, sincere inner life of spiritual pursuit, they are suicidal. They are committing suicide. देखो ये सेंसिटिविटी जब तक नहीं आता ना, हम अभी भी पाशविक विचारों में हैं. हमारे पाशविक वासनाएं स्ट्रांग है, आदतें स्ट्रांग है, हमने उनको रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं किया. और इन सब से ज्यादा वी आर स्टिल इन द कंपनी, इन वॉट एवर द फॉर्म, इन द कंपनी ऑफ दैट ओनली which is making us materialist more and more, therefore, which is forcing us to do the adharma and papa, therefore, sowing the seeds for our future suffering, therefore, misusing the opportunity of human being by not using it for the inner spiritual journey. सोच लो बाबा, सारे गुरुओं का, बुजुर्गों का, शास्त्रों का यही संदेश, यही सार, यही उपदेश, यही उनका अनुग्रह आशीर्वाद है, उनका यही है एडवाइस. Isn't it? How can I be lazy? How can I have the thoughts about the things and beings and my raga dvesha towards them? How can I have the thoughts of kama adi vikara? Is not the my mind should be antakarana, should be vyavahara, should be soaked in my service to the world, my worship of the Lord, my effort to realize the innermost self. Should I not only work for that? Isn't it? That Shubhecha has to born in us. Then only our life will fall in track proper. Otherwise, we're always in wrong track only. Only in the destructive channels only we are going. अब बंदों का देखो, अब don't give the credit to Maya and Moha and miss the responsibility. Many times ये माया के कारण हो रहा है, मोह के कारण हो रहा है, प्रारब्ध के कारण हो रहा है, ये सब कहते हुए we may escape our own responsibility. They have their own effect. Okay, ठीक है, उसके बारे में सोचते रहते हैं, हर दिन सोचते हैं, आज नहीं सोचेंगे, आज नया सोचेंगे. What is नया? It is a lack of our own personal thinking. It is a lack of our own convictions, commitments, understandings. It is a lack of our recognizing our own Purushartha Samarthya, not utilizing that Purushartha Samarthya positively, that we are becoming destructive, detrimental to our own selves. है कि नहीं? The one who is very aggressive in his own performance positive, for the achievements positive, recognizing the possibilities in him called as Purushartha Samarthya, the entire Bharabda, everything will say Dasoham. अंडरस्टूड. दुनिया में आप देखते हो ना, बंदे अग्रेसिवली जो करते हैं, बाकी सब उनको दासोहम कहते हैं. इवन इफ पीपल आर डूइंग रॉन्ग, which is very funny to see. And when people are doing wrong, out of fear, people support them. Even the wrong thing is supported when one is strong. When one is right, will not he get supported? But he has to be strong in that being right. पुरुषार्थ सामर्थ्य से, सामर्थ्य को पहचान कर, जो हर पल अपने जीवन को सही रास्ते में ले जाने में ही बिजी रहता है. All obstacles will yield, will slowly surrender, just come touch and go. याद रखना इस बात को. While doing that sadhana, terrific and very committed way, yet sometimes wherever we fail or we are not able to succeed, that time we say, oh, the strong prarabdha is working. Never mind, I noticed it. But I am not yielding. Just because of that word prarabdha or any other things, I am not going to stop my efforts. That's the commitment wanted. ऐसा ही बंदा शुभेच्छा को अनुभव में कन्वर्ट करेगा थ्रू करेक्ट एफर्ट, सही प्रयत्न से. So today's total thought is, how strong is our desire? Having known the Mahima, depending on that will be our seriousness, sincerities in sadhanas, and by doing so, we will slowly be able to come out of all our negative practices of adharma and papa, desiring the artha kama adi of the jagat. है कि नहीं भाई? इतना मनुष्य जीवन जी कर, इतने अनुभव पाकर, इतने गुरुओं से सुनकर, should we not think that still I am thinking about artha kama, and to achieve that I am going in the dharma and papa marga, by that sowing the seeds for my own future sufferings. इतना कॉन्शियस होना तो बनता है कि नहीं? इतना सयाना समझदार होना तो बनता कि नहीं? You tell, should I not become that much matured, that much common sensed person, not to sow seeds for my future suffering and to sow the seeds for my future betterment? And for you and I, and more confidential if somebody is with the given permission, other than pursuing the truth, we don't look at anything much. हमको कुछ भी दे दो नहीं चाहिए, पहले परमात्मा अनुभव दो, परमात्मा अनुभव, बाकी बात बाद में. हाँ मिलेगा इन बिटवीन, बट थोड़ा इधर आओ, थोड़ा उधर जाओ, थोड़ा ये करो वो करो, ऑल दैट बाद में. you know, the spirit of Nachiketa we have to have. Tavaiva vahastava nutya gite varastu me varaniyah sa eva. These two powerful sentences of Nachiketa can be a guidance for us all the time. All which you are tempting me with, you keep it with you. You may have value for it. Varastu me varaniya sa eva. I have decided I want that and that alone. The truth, the reality. Right? Think. Om, 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo. Om Yairime Guruvihi Purvam. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam. Om Nidaye Sarva Vidyanam. ओम श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम ओम सुकृते धिकृते बहुधा भवतो ओम ब्रह्मानंदम परम सुखदम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्म से विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजय राम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेष निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूल पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठास्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रतिभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं कृष्णे यजुर्वेदे श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः अद्यशङ्कर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंद निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। 13, 14, 15, 16. First chapter, conclusion of the chanting. ॐ स्वदेहमरणिं कृत्वा प्रणवं चोत्तरारणिं ध्याननिर्मथनाभ्यासात् देवं पश्येत् निगूढवत् तिलेषु तैलं दधनीव सर्पिः आपः स्रोतः स्वरणीषु चाग्निः एवमात्मात्मनिगृह्यतेऽसौ सत्येनैनं तपसा योऽनुपश्यति सर्वव्यापिनमीशानं क्षीरे सर्पिरिवाखिलम् आत्मविद्या तपोमूलं तद्ब्रह्मोपनिषत्परं तद्ब्रह्मोपनिषत्परम्. First chapter is done. Chanting of chapter 2 tomorrow. Now the chapter 5, the Adhyanam. We have done the shloka sankhya pancha. Yacha svabhavam pachati vishvayonihi पाच्यांश्च सर्वान् परिणामयेद्यः सर्वमेतत् विश्वम् अतितिष्ठत्येकः गुणांश्च सर्वान् विनियोजयेद्यः. By this shloka, all that is happening at the individual and total level is happening in the presence of, by the grace of, that infinite divine Paramatma only. That is what is revealed. It is in his presence only at the individual Vesti level, at the Samasti level, everything is happening. So the 4 5 things that are mentioned here are: one, Swabhavan Pachati. To every of the thing, it is existing because of it is dharma. Those dharmas to those things are because of the presence of that Paramatma only. The Ushnata, the heat of the Agni, an example. Other examples you can add. In this world, any things, any of the beings we see, and we see their Swabhava, please remember that Swabhava is provided to them or arising from or existing because of that Parama Atma Tattva only. वेदांत इज सो सिंपल है, ब्रह्म ही उन्हीं का अनंत शक्ति है, उस शक्ति के कारण ब्रह्म ही इतने रूप में बिना बने दिख रहे हैं बस. To understand these few things, we have to struggle for years. And this understanding has to sustain. And it should lead to the consequence that, therefore, pursue the reality, not the reality twisted because of the Maya. We are all in the twisted reality, which is the Jagat. The untwisted, pure Paramatma we have to see, we have to experience. That should be the desire as consequence of these understandings. So, Echa Svabhavam Pachati. Second, Vishwayonihi. In that way, he is the yoni of the entire universe. Third, Pachyan Sarvan Parinamaye. Whatever the Parinamita, modifying things that are happening in this world, all modifications are in his presence because of him only. Example again, Prithvi getting Parinita. Anna, Prithvi getting Parinita into the Stula Dehas. Prithvi getting Parinita into the Vrukshas, through the Vrukshas into the Bhojanadi, or Prithvi getting Parinita into the pots or the walls or the gamlas as utility things. Again, Prithvi gets Parinita into useful objects. Prithvi alone gets modified into become the Shariras. From the Prithvi and the Aushadhis come for our sustenance. So that Parinama in the Prithvi in these many forms is in the presence of Paramatma Tattva. Vachan Sarvan Parinamayat. In the same way, in the water also the Pariniti. It needs to be in the form of water vapor for it to float in the sky, isn't it? And it has to become a liquid only to flow and come to us and to flow in our system, doing its various functions. And then the water has to be in the ice form also for it to be stored because it is Jivana. Without water it can't survive, therefore it has to be stored. Therefore, it is stored intact as an ice. So these parinamas in the water to be in the liquid, gaseous, and the solid states is in the presence of Paramatma. Like in the same way, Agni. You know? Without Agni, the objects can never exist. But the Agni can never express its burning power all the time. It is there, dormant. Only when it's required, it expresses. Otherwise, everything starts burning in this world. No Rupanama will be exist. है ना जब जरूरत है वो फायर बर्निंग और एक्सप्रेस होना दैट परिणाम अदरवाइज द फायर इज इन एवरीथिंग अनमैनिफेस्ट है ना द वुड इट हैज गॉट फायर इन इट एवरीथिंग हैज फायर अग्नि तत्व के बिना कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता एनी सब्सटेंशियल रूपात्मक वस्तु शुड हैव द अग्नि रूपात्मक बियॉन्ड द रूपा द वायु एटसेट्रा दे डोंट हैव अग्नि इन इट in the vayu the agni later on manifests but in the agni there no need be you know the vayu is the karana the agni is the karya from the agni the rupas come in all the rupa the agni is there unmanifest required time manifests that parinama is because of him so what is the training therefore given here anywhere you see the dharma remember the presence of paramatma don't get lost in that dharma involved in that dharma required है ना that is vyavahar but through that dharma reach to that paramatma so far we have forgotten him his presence है ना if the sugar has sweetness add it to your teas coffees but then the sweetness in the sugar is because of that paramatma remember paramatma through every of these dharma dharmi sambandh in our tradition Hindu Sanatana Dharma that's why for हर एक चीज भगवान का याद दिलाता and of late the Krishna, the Rama, the names became more famous. But पहले तो हर चीज के लिए परमात्मा भगवान these are the Vedic शब्दास they were only used है ना परमात्मा की कृपा है बारिश हो रही परमात्मा की कृपा है कि हमको ये मिला वो मिला everywhere first परमात्मा that's the beautiful training that was given in our shastras to us and because of which only our Hindu Sanatana was so great feeling jealousy for that because of it the other religions have induced ashraddha in all we Hindus regarding our own God by doubting questioning Lord Krishna Lord Rama therefore we have stopped taking the Bhagavan the Paramatma the Rama the Krishna while doing anything which was our earlier practice and knowing the power of this practice the other stupid fellows who destroyed our religion they do that only they again take the name of Paramatma only, हर एक चीज में. That is originally ours. Because our Upanishad says, Swabhavam Pachati Pachan Parinamayet. It's our vision. We see the divinity in every dharma of the every dharmi. We see the divinity in every parinama of every that which is parinata. You understood? When the child is growing, that parinama, we are trained to see the divine presence there. When the tree is growing, we see the divine presence. a person growing in his professional achievements, we see the divine presence. A clerk UDC बन गया है भगवान की कृपा है. Because first the Lord should be there in him for him to exist. Then only he can exist. Because God is there, then only he can perform, then only he gets promoted. पहले वो जिंदा होना है ना, उसकी कैपेसिटी जिंदा होना है, एग्जिस्ट होना है. एंड दिस परफॉर्मेंस शुड एग्जिस्ट ना. एवरीथिंग इज एग्जिस्टेंस ओनली. He is existing, his knowledge is existing, his action using that knowledge is existing. Because of that only he got promoted from being a clerk to a UDC, LDC to UDC. देखो है कि नहीं? That UDC becomes the desk officer, section officer. That also because of Paramatma. Because if the Sat Swarupa is not there in him, he is not existing first of all. Second, if the Sat is not there, his ability to work will not be there. Third, he cannot work. Fourth, therefore he cannot get promotion. हम ना हमेशा उस सत्ता को प्रणाम करते. That satta is that Paramatma Tattva. So Pachan Sarvan Parinamayet. Second thing. Third one, Sarvam Etad Vishwam Aditishtrati Eka. This is very crucial. He is that one without second who is doing the niyamanam of the entire world this way. How can we neglect him? How can we neglect seeing him? That's our ignorance. Should have been removed right from the beginning. In the sense, the first education that should be given to a child is to recognize the presence of the reality substratum behind the phenomenal world and its happenings. वो नहीं दिला रहे knowledge हमको. All that's projected on that reality is shown, and that is told to us to be real, and we are told to pursue that only. That's how we became Artha and Kama Purusharthi, forgetting the Dharma and Moksha Purushartha. Therefore, we are in bondage. टेक्निकली कहा है इसको, शास्त्रीय भाषा में कहा, फिर भी यही सत्य है. भाषा यू यूज वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट, बट फैक्ट इज दिस that unattended substratum reality attending to the superimposed get bound. इस बात को आप किस भाषा में समझाने से समझोगे, उस भाषा में समझ लो. Language is yours, vocabulary is yours, but the sublime thought is this. This third line, sarvam etad vishwam adhitishtati ekaha. See the pregnancy in that word, bigness in that word, the sublimity in the word, that completeness in that word or sentence. Sarvam etad vishwam adhitishtati ekaha. The entire universal happenings. From the micromost to the macromost. At the micro level, even a unicellular organism, one cell, whatever the metabolisms that are happening in it, that also is niyamita by the presence of that substrata. At the macro level, the whole cosmos universe is tending towards its own destruction or creation. A huge mountain collapsed, or a huge village only drowned, our whole state only consumed, our whole nation is eaten away, or one continent only consumed by the ocean, or all oceans wanted to have a meeting, and when they came together, the whole earth is submerged in it. है कि ना? प्रलय काल में सारे समुद्र एक दूसरे बात करने को मिल जाते, जब वो मिल जाते तो पृथ्वी अंदर. Even that macro phenomena also is happening in the niyamanam of the Paramatma. Sarvameta Vishwam Adhitishtati Eka. देखो, you can bring little touch of devotion here if it helps. And it definitely helps. That one Paramatma is the one who is the Niyamita of everything that's happening in this world. And what's our job? Wherever we are put, what duties we are given, By doing them and them and them alone and nothing other than them, our duty, our job is over as regards outside is concerned. And the inside, that substratum we have to try to identify with. बस ये दोनों चीज हम करें तो हम विजय पाते हैं, संसार से मुक्त हो जाते हैं, संसारी नहीं रहते. That's why at the upadhisthai, in the outer world, what dharmas we have to do, we do. Nirupadika rupena, we realize our oneness with that Brahman. That's it. इतना हंगामा बता रहे हम इतने छोटे बात को समझने के लिए. So see, when this is missed, this called nisyatmaka buddhi. When this is missed in the mind, you see how many thoughts gurgle out, how many sankalpas happen. That's called maya. How many others' minds also we allow to influence us. All of that is only delusion. That's the meaning of bahushakahi anantascha buddhayaha avyavasayina. Related to that Gita shloka, are we understanding it? With the upadhis, sarva outside, which are the upadhis given, and within nirupadhika atma, one become one with it. These upadhis are not to identify with. Like when a government officer is given a car, a house, anything, he cannot use them for his bhoga. The thought itself is wrong. They are given to me by the government to serve the government. That's it. Khalas, utna kar lo, then don't give chance to the mind to project anything. Why will I do anything negative after that? See that? स्पष्टता अगर ये मिल गया मेरे को, like these upadhis given to me Lord, he tells me do your outside satsangas pravachanaas and serve the sanatan dharma or dharma shastras moksha shastras. हो गया मेरा काम. Anything other than it is not my job, isn't it? If somebody comes and asks with my capacity knowledge, whatever little suggestion at my capacity, I give that also service. For that I am here. That's it over. Neither I have any wealth to earn, nor I have any power to earn, nor any position to earn, nor any name and fame, nor any recognition from anybody, nor any praise from. वो ये सब कचरा है. That's what binds me to be a jiva. I don't want any one of them. Pass. Let the upadhis serve the total. Inside, let me search out my essential identity. See, this shloka's consequence should be that. स्वभावं पचति विश्वयोनिः पाच्यान् सर्वान् परिणामयेत् सर्वमेतदधितिष्ठति and एकः. He is that one without second only who is the adhisthana, who is the niyamiyata, who is the ruler, controller, governor, supervisor of everything that is in this world. Among those, one human being is given a little freedom extra. If he rightly utilizes, quickly he will reach back the Lord. He will rightly utilize, he becomes best instrument in the hands of the Lord. If he wrongly utilizes, he just by misusing that swatantrata, he only can get bound more and more. है ना? इसलिए अस्वतंत्र पशु पक्षी बेटर है बिकॉज दे डोंट कमिट एनी सिंस. They are not having swatantra. They don't commit any sin. अपने जीने के लिए जो चाहे उतना ही करते हैं वो लोग. But we are given swatantrata, which rightly used, we can serve the world, we can reach divine. Not used rightly, misused with that freedom, we only identify with upadhi, become ignorant, create all the sankalpas, kamanas, and to fulfill them, which are all pseudo, which are all imaginary, which are all illusory, which are all delusory, which are all projectional. In fulfilling them, we end up doing all the nonsense which disrupts the totality. That's why we are punished. Punishment is the reward given to my nonsensical action of disrupting, disturbing the total movement. है ना? ट्रैफिक पुलिस इसको क्यों पकड़ के अंदर डालता है? क्योंकि टोटल ट्रैफिक मूवमेंट को इसने डिस्टर्ब किया. Otherwise, if he is supporting the total traffic with his license, with his all the registered vehicle, pollution free, total को support करना है सब. कर रहा है तो why will anybody catch? Anytime we are dukhi, understand that we have gone against the totality for our own wrong selfishness, because selfishness itself is wrong. I cannot do anything for my उपाधि सुख प्लेस, वो बात ही गलत है. उपाधियां सिर्फ सेवा के लिए है. सुख चाहिए तो ओनली इन द आत्म सुख. Think about it. All those understandings are consequence of this. Sarvam etat aditishthati ekaha. And the last one, Gunanscha sarvan viniyojayatya. He is the one who is doing all the above said things by propelling, prompting these three gunas of his own Shakti. शक्ति का कोई रूप नहीं होता, शक्ति के गुणों का भी कोई रूप नहीं होता. उसके नेक्स्ट लेवल ऑफ ग्रॉसिफिकेशन में देयर द रूपास टेक केयर. द तमोगुण टेक्स रूप ऑफ द द्रव्य, द रजोगुण टेक्स द रूप ऑफ द क्रिया, द सत्वगुण टेक्स द रूप ऑफ द ज्ञान. And they are not real. Huh? The dravya kriya jnanam are effects only. They are not real. Their causes is trigunas. The trigunas are also not real. They are the disturbance in the mula prakriti. In the mula prakriti, three gunas are in the samasthita. And the samasthita triguna yukta maya or mula prakriti is never separate apart other than independent of the supreme reality, the Brahman. Vedanta talks about the Brahman being Ekameva Dvayam Brahma in this way. Ekameva Dvayam Nehana Nasti. In this way. Keep it in mind. It will help in our further inner sadhana काल में. कोई भी ज्ञान व्यर्थ नहीं होता, पकड़ के रखो, कभी ना कभी यूज में आएगा वो. So with this we can say that some 20-30% we have seen this shloka. यच्च स्वभावं पचति विश्वयोनिः पाच्यांश सर्वान् परिणामयेत् यः सर्वमेतत् सर्वमेतत् विश्वम् अधितिष्ठत्येकः गुणांश सर्वान् विनियोजयेद् यः. A little more, one more minute we'll take. It appears to be important that yesterday we in fact concluded with that thought only. It is He, the Paramatma, in whose presence three gunas are functioning. Without the Paramatma's astitva, how can there be sattva, rajas, tamoguna exist first of all? Forget about their functioning and be attentive. That Paramatma is me. Therefore, I have to command the Prakriti, not that the Prakriti commands. Right? First thought. Right now, because we have not understood it, therefore we are allowing the Prakriti to command us. तो कब तमोगुण आता है, कब रजोगुण आता है, हमारे हाथ में नहीं है. और आकर वो हमको लूट के चले जाते हैं, किडनैप करके चले जाते हैं. क्या क्यों ऐसा गलत काम बताना है? अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ रजोगुण. How can you be? You are the Atman, you are Paramatma, you have to do the Vinyojanam of these three gunas, not the other way around. Because this knowledge is not there. Like the father, mother forget that knowledge that they are rearing up the children, they are doing so much sacrifice, therefore they have right to command those stupid fellows. If they forget it, then they get attached to that fellow, then they dance to his tunes, and he says, आज मैं नहीं स्कूल जाऊंगा, मैं ये नहीं करूंगा, वो दे दो, ये दे दो. They spoil the child also, that they become miserable also. Arey, I am the father, I have to command that fellow. That's the rule. But हम भूल जाते हैं इसको. I am the boss. I have to command the subordinates. In the same way, I am the boss, the self. I have to command the three gunas, not the other way around. This fact is not known, therefore we suffer. One point. Second is very crucial. 100% I tell you, you will not understand. Still, I'll try to explain. What is it? Conquering Prakriti is not destroying Prakriti, not throwing away Prakriti, not keeping away the Prakriti. Then what? At the Upadhisthai, be attentive. Following all the Prakriti rules is called as conquering Prakriti. Like conquering electricity is what? Not that you hold the electricity और दिखा मेरे को शॉक लग के मर भी जाओगे वो. The conquering electricity is following the rules of electricity. Thus, it becomes help to you, isn't it? Never take it as negative only always. Conquering the Prakriti means following its rules, regulations. From our side, not having any demand. Otherwise, like Sharira, made out of Prakriti. It slowly becomes old. Not only to you and me, to everybody who taught Brahma Vidya, everybody became old. Sharira Sthiti mein. Even the Avatara, Lord Krishna, cute, so much small ball. Is he remained like that only? He became elderly old also, no? So does it mean that he always remains the Choti Krishna? Conquering Prakriti means I will not become old. ऐसा नहीं होता. Conquering Prakriti means following its what you call rules or regulations. है ना? Like body, mind, when they are too functional, they get tired. When they get tired, to regenerate, they need rest. So giving sufficient rest to the body is called conquering it. Not that I will not sleep only because I have to conquer Tamoguna. So then you become mental in Rajoguna. There are some Mahayogis who have gone beyond three gunas. They established in the self. Even they, when they are at the Upadhi level, they have to follow the Upadhi rules. क्या कोई साधु संत महात्मा पूज्य गुरुदेव कभी सोते नहीं थे क्या? Is there any history that Rama has never slept? He was every day sleeping, every day having the food. बिकॉज उपाधियों के स्थाई पे उनके जो धर्म है उनको हमें फॉलो करना. बस आई एम नॉट दैट, आई एम द सेल्फ. ये आई एम नॉट दैट, आई एम द सेल्फ इज टू कॉन्कर the excessive unwanted identity with the upadhis, thereby becoming the jiva, then seeking sukha through them. To avoid all this nonsense, we say, I am not deha, I am not prana. Otherwise, to do sadhana, to do seva, to survive, dehadi upadhi are required. For that, the bhojana is required. Nidra is required. This clear understanding is called as conquering Prakriti. You know, like conquering the wife means what? You fight with her and all. No, you understand her Prakriti. Then, with all techniques, you keep her in good mood and good humor. That's conquering. अगर लड़ाई करोगे तो तलाक हो जाएगा उसको कॉन्करिंग कहाँ बोलते. इट्स अ डिफीट है ना. गेटिंग डिवोर्स इज a defeat in life. Giving up a job is defeat in life. Keeping away from children or parents is a defeat. Keeping away the friends is a defeat. You cannot, because you are not following the rules, therefore you are unfit there, you are therefore defeated. By the way, I am explaining the sentence. Gunan sa sarvan viniyojayet yaha. He is the one who is doing the vinyojanam of the gunas. And that self is me. Therefore, the three gunas should be under my control, not the other way around. Then the control doesn't mean destroying them, etc. At the upadhi sthai, we are able to abide by all the rules. And at our own choice and free will, we are also able to transcend the gunas and the prakriti and stay in the state of being the self. Stay in the state of being the self. That freedom, the free will, that choice, when we are able to execute, we are realized. We are mukta. So this is telling us the Tatpada Mahima. Accordingly, it is telling us what sadhana we have to do also. A very beautiful mantras. These are all when we have time and ability to ponder over. लाइफ लॉन्ग वेदांत का श्रवण करके विचारणा करते हुए अत्यंत गंभीर सूक्ष्म विस्तृत ज्ञान को समझते हुए उसमें अवॉइड होना ही हमको करना है. बाकी सब बकवास. योर पॉलिटिक्स, योर इकोनॉमिक्स, योर साइंस, योर टेक्नोलॉजी, देयर ओनली माया. हद से ज्यादा, जरूरत से ज्यादा उसमें इन्वॉल्व नहीं होना. फॉर योर सर्वाइवल जितना रिक्वायर्ड उतना बस. नो नीड टू एनी, लाइक आई यूज दिस लैपटॉप फॉर माई टॉक और दिस. अदर देन दिस आई नेवर टच. I never touched my laptop. Only the keyboard I use and all the mouse. For classes, it is that's it. उसके बाद मैं देखता भी नहीं उसको. Because that's not my goal. It can be used for million things, but their misuse is for me because my goal is something different. That clarity. So in this way, a beautiful mantra this was. We have seen evam lakshanaha gunanscha satrajastamo rupan viniyojayet yaha. So let the drushti be not on what is happening and not on the three gunas which are making them happen, but on the one in whose presence getting activated, these three gunas are playing the play of the world. Isn't it? उस पे दृष्टि बड़ा हो, धीरे धीरे होगा हो. हमारा प्रॉब्लम क्या है, कोशिश नहीं करते हैं और कहते हैं, हो नहीं रहा. Most funniest thing in human beings is what they never try and they say it's not happening. Hare, when you keep on trying, it will happen. You have not started only. Hamaji, I'm not knowing Sanskrit, you know. From when you are not knowing last जब से मैं पैदा हुआ. अच्छा, when did you try to learn it? I never tried. है कि नहीं? I am not able to do the upasana, Swami. When now you are not able to do right from my birth? Acha, how many times you tried? I never tried. I never bought a proper Bhagwan Shiva Linga only. I never brought the Panchapatra. I never made a puja room my room. The whole room like भूत बंगला मैं ही घूमता रहता हूँ घर में. कोई भगवान के लिए कमरा ही नहीं बनाया. And how will you become that? So try, it will happen. Try to become contemplative all the time. Right. The further mantra, last one regarding Tatpada Shodhanam. Mantra will chant once. Study will do tomorrow. Kincha Tadveda Guhyo Panisha Sugudam Tad Brahma Vedate Brahma Yonim Ye Purva Deva Harushayascha Tadviduhu Te Tanmaya Amrita Vaiva Bhuvuhu. What a beautiful informing and inspiring shloka with 100% clarity. If at all there is no some lack in clarity, it's because of the speaker's inability. Sometimes maybe because of the listener's non-attentiveness. But otherwise, from the Upanishad standpoint, from the Rishi standpoint, what they are telling is 100% pakka, authentic and crystal clear. Ah, Rishis cannot be vague. The Upanishad cannot be vague. The Shastras cannot be vague. The Gurus cannot be vague. They are very clear. Like in Gita, Krishna is very clear. Now you see, when we are slowly studying one shloka with Bhashyam, then we know what is the deep, true content of Gita. When this way we were not studying, for us Gita means what? Gita our success, Gita our this, that. We only talk emotional about Gita without knowing what is in it. But now we are seeing it. So let us study that. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Namah Tat Sat Brahma Arpanamastu. Friends, the relation between you and I is nothing. That what is said in the Shastras by the Rishis, that's what is revealed to you with all the honesty. That's it. Your job is to listen, understand, pursue your path to reach to your own goal. Same, I do that. There is nothing but honesty, nothing but clarity of this purpose of spirituality. Be clear about it and revel in that learning, doing and reaching. जिंदगी में तीन ही चीज होते हैं, जानना, करना, पाना. Right? Thank you. Know, do, and reach.